Today is International Women's Day, and what better day to retell one of my favourite stories, and actually the first story I told on Creative Writing for Children, the story of Daisy the donkey. Daisy, a donkey who was resilient and strong, and above all else was loyal to herself and to her dreams. Daisy the donkey lived on a farm, and she was so loyal to the farmer and to his family, and she always did her work and she always did everything that was asked of her and more. She always aimed to please, and she was well respected among the rest of the animals on the farm. Daisy just assumed that she had just as important a place in the farm family as they had for her. So one day, Daisy wandered off for a walk. And when she was walking, she went a little bit further than usual, and she tripped and she fell down a well. Daisy was horrified. She had never felt a fall like this before. She went down, 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 down until she hit the bottom of the well. But she was pretty sure and confident that the farmer would come to her rescue. So she called, "Ee-aw, ee-aw, ee-aw," to the farmer. "Ee-aw, ee-aw, ee-aw." She kept calling to the farmer, knowing that she wasn't too far away and there was bound to be an echo in that well. So soon he would hear her and soon he would come to her rescue. Now the farmer was at home just finishing off his breakfast. He'd had a bit of a late breakfast that morning and he was pretty tired. And he heard a noise in the distance and he thought to himself, "Wow, that sounds a bit like a donkey. And we've only got one. Must be Daisy. I wonder what's up with her today." He finished his breakfast. He took the last sip of his tea, and then he went out in search of Daisy the donkey. Now Daisy was wondering what kept him so long, but she heard his footsteps coming closer and closer. "Ee-aw, ee-aw, I'm here, I'm here," she tried to call. "Ee-aw, ee-aw." As the sound got louder, the farmer came closer to the well, and he looked down and he saw Daisy, the donkey, was down in the well. Now he hesitated for a minute and he said to himself, "Daisy, she's an old donkey. She's probably past her best years. She's served her purpose. I don't think there's many more years left in that donkey." So he called the neighbours to help him. The neighbours came to help the farmer, as he had helped them in the past, and he gave them all a shovel. Now Daisy was down in the bottom of the well, and she was wondering what all the noise was, but as she heard the voices of people getting closer and closer, she thought, "Oh, farmer is going to get me out of here." Then she felt something landing on her, and then something else, and then something else. It was getting stronger and stronger and heavier until she realized that it was dirt. It was mud, and then more mud, and it was getting dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. The farmer and the neighbours had decided to fill in the hole. It would be dangerous to other, younger, more useful animals, and it really wasn't worth getting Daisy out of there because she was old and past her prime. So Daisy could feel the earth getting higher and higher around her as the neighbours and the farmer, who was the leader, filled up that well with dirt. It got higher and higher. And Daisy was devastated. She realised then that she was past her sell-by date. She was past her best. All of her loyalty, all of her goodness, all of her hard work had meant nothing to the farmer and to the neighbours and even to the other animals. She was useless. So Daisy did what only Daisy could do. She felt the dirt coming from above, and she shook it off. She shook it off, and she continued to shake it off as it fell. And as the dirt got higher, Daisy took a step up, and then another step up. And she continued to take steps up until she reached the top of the well. And then, with a she took the biggest step of all out of the well, away from the farmer, away from the neighbours, and without a second glance, she left them all behind her. Because what had made Daisy stronger was her own strength, her inner strength. And she left them all behind and found pastures new. And I think that's a nice story for International Women's Day, because for me, the donkey represents a lot. It represents strength, and it represents loyalty in the face of hardship. And that's what we are all having to do at the moment. And I think that women in my life, have always shown true strength and courage, just like Daisy.